Hey everyone, it's me, Matt. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing great. Hopefully it's warming up where you live and you found some time to get outside this weekend. It's been really warm here in Florida. Temperatures have been in the mid to high 70s. We did have some heavy rains in the middle of the week, which was great. My garden definitely appreciated it. But today, it's a beautiful, clear day, perfect to get outside and do some planting. So there's two things I wanted to tackle in today's video, one big and one small. So starting with the bigger project, I'm going to be planting a butterfly bush in my front yard. I picked it up at the garden center earlier this week and I can't wait to get it in the ground. And then I also wanted to give you an update on the Verbena propagation cuttings and spring flower seeds I planted in last week's video. We're 1 week out, everything's looking great. I can't wait to show you, so let's get into it. Jumping right into it, here's my butterfly bush, also known as a Buddleia. You can see this one has these beautiful purple bloom panicles and it's absolutely loaded up with flower buds. I wish you could smell these flowers. It smells similar to lilac and it just perfumes the air with such an incredible scent. These plants actually come in a few different colors, so my local garden center had these white ones as well as these light blue ones, but clearly the most popular color was the purple. It could be that the purple plants had the most blooms, but I personally think the purple color is the prettiest. Their flowers had a little more depth with hints of yellow-orange in their centers. See, this is what I'm talking about. The purple flowers have hints of that yellow-orange in their centers. I think this color combination is so beautiful. I also read online that some varieties have yellow, pink, and even red bloom panicles. Just a little background on the butterfly bush. These plants like full sun. They're hardy in zones 5 through 10 and can be evergreen in zones 8 and up. So this variety here is actually a dwarf variety that only grows 2 feet by 2 feet and has a dense and compact growth habit. These plants prefer well-draining soil, and springtime is actually one of the best times of the year to get them in the ground, and they'll bloom from spring through early fall. Although this plant is called a butterfly bush, it's not actually the host plant for any butterfly caterpillars. It only provides adult butterflies with nectar. If you're looking to attract butterfly caterpillars to your yard, plant milkweed plants to attract monarchs and fennel plants to attract swallowtail butterflies. Moving right along, this is the spot that I picked out for my butterfly bush. It's going to be surrounded here by my yellow black-eyed Susans. I think the yellow color of the black-eyed Susan flowers is really going to complement the purple panicles of my butterfly bush. When it comes to planting, I'm going to start by digging a hole twice the diameter of the plant's container, and then I'm going to add a little bit of my succulent potting mix to the bottom of the hole since these plants prefer well-draining soil. And then I'll plant the root ball so that it's flush with the soil surface, and then backfill the native soil around the root ball. Simple as that, so let's get this plant in the ground. All done. My butterfly bush is all planted and watered in. It looks so happy in its new home. I love the color contrast here with the yellow flowers. It's really going to fill in this area nicely. So moving forward, I plan to regularly deadhead this plant. So for those of you who don't know, deadheading is the removal of the spent flower blooms. This actually encourages the plant to continue to rebloom. The only real issue these plants have is fungal stress in the summer months, especially if you live in a hot, humid climate like I do. Here in Florida, we have really wet summers, so I'll need to be on the lookout for signs of fungus stress. One of the employees at the garden center where I bought my butterfly bush recommended this organic Fertilome Fungicide 5 ready-to-use spray. The application instructions say to spray the plant thoroughly, including the soil around the base of the plant. For best results, the plant should be sprayed before disease development or at the first signs of stress. It'll be important to keep an eye on the rain forecast and proactively spray this plant if I see that there's going to be prolonged periods of heavy rain. Anytime you use fungicide in the garden, always spray in the evening when the pollinators aren't active, and always follow the instructions on the label. Here's one more quick look at the butterfly bush. It's such a nice addition to my front landscape, and I'm so excited to add another flowering plant for all the pollinators. Now that the planting project is done, let me give you a quick update on the verbena cuttings and spring flower seedlings from last week's video. Check out these flower seedlings. So we'll start over here on the right with the zinnias. So these seeds germinated in about 3 days. They came up so fast. I need to come through and thin them out. I'm gonna try to tease them apart and plant them up in some 4-inch containers so that I can save as many of these seedlings as possible. And then over here on the left, I've got my scabiosas or pincushion flowers. So these came up in about 5 days. Not all the seeds germinated though, but I'm still really happy with what came up. And then up on the front porch, I've got my verbenas seedlings on the right and feverfew seedlings on the left. All these seeds germinated in about a week. They're still really small though. My plan is to leave them up here for the next day or so to see if more seeds germinate, and then I'll eventually move them out into the yard in the same sunny location as the scabiosas and zinnias. And since we're right here, I might as well give you an update on the impatiens that I planted in 2 weeks ago. Look how big they've gotten. They're filling in this area so nicely. They're all looking so great. Lastly, here's my white verbenas that I propagated from cuttings. I'm really happy with how they're looking. You can see there's some browning on some of the leaves, but that's to be expected. You can also see that 2 of them are actually pushing new blooms. So I'm gonna come in here and actually remove these blooms so that the plant can focus 100% of its energy on root development. And then moving forward, I plan to just continue to monitor these plants, adjust the water as needed, but overall, I'm so happy with how these plants have all progressed. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so happy that I finally added a butterfly bush to my garden. I can't wait for it to grow to its full size. I'm also really happy with all the progress my cuttings and seedlings have made over the last week. Remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can hang out with me in future videos. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.